Okay, we will call our meeting to order. And a reminder to council to disclose any pecuniary interest or general nature thereof. Seeing none, approval of the agenda. Todd and Rod. Any questions on the agenda? Call the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Motion is carried. Go to item 3 on the agenda. Special council meeting of January 26th. Mover and seconder for that. Rod, and I'm on. Any questions, comments on the minutes? Call the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Motion is carried. Go to item B, 3B. The regular council meeting for January 26th. Mover and seconder for those minutes. Todd and Amon. Any questions on those minutes? Call the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Motion is carried. Next, we go to public meetings, which we do not have any public meetings today or delegations. And moving directly into agenda items, CAO report, organizational policies. And the council approves the attached units 3 to 6 for implementation. Mover and seconder to bring that forward, Todd and Rod. Peggy, any comments on those policies?
No, it's just a culmination of the first 2 that council approved in December. This one includes conduct, health and safety, operations, and technology. And it is the finalization of our complete update of our organizational policies.
All right. Thank you. They've all been circulated. So any questions, Rod?
Yeah, I just noted one thing. There's a few places where there's purple highlights throughout that have to be filled in.
Yeah.
Because they're sort of leaving it to your imagination. What happens there?
It might have been the way that it was transcribed. I will take a look at it and send council the updated versions of that. My apologies.
Okay, so anything else? So we are going to get some updates on that too. So we're okay with the way they are?
I would say not until we get the blanks filled in.
So do you want the referral of this?
I would. There are quite a few blanks. Sorry, but yeah.
All right, we'll move, Rod, you'll move deferral?
Yes, please.
And Todd? Move to defer until 23rd, February 23rd. Call vote, all in favor? Opposed, the motion is carried. Once again, the CAO report, and this is the annual update from the various departments. Mover and seconder on that one, Amon. Todd? Any questions on the report? Okay. This is not loading. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anyway, it's just a brief update on what each department has accomplished. And does anyone have any questions regarding any of it? Call a vote. All in favor? Opposed? The motion is carried. CAO report, the climate lens policy. Mover and seconder for that one. Vaughn. Rod. Any questions on that? Yeah.
You're gonna have to get a lag in, build a lag into your speech there so we can get it loaded.
I know for some reason it was working great this morning, but it is certainly. Yeah. I guess just a brief update. What does it mean for us to, I mean, we basically go through an exercise anyway. So what does it mean?
I think on a municipal side, it really just kind of puts what we do on a regular basis into paper format. It also provides a easier way to report on any of the energy savings that we have and those things.
And I just noticed here where and as I said, it's not loading. So, but I thought there was something in there about them being involved in the budget process, which I mean, to my way of thinking, they're involved the same way as everybody else is. It's a public process. If they want to have input, that's their prerogative. But is there something different to that, or?
We use right now. We will use the Climate Action Committee as a. We do report to them on some of the items that are potential climate improvements to our operations, and they will provide us with their expertise regarding if there's any additions or any better technology out there. So we do use them more or less of a sounding board.
Okay. Guess I'm just not going to pull that report up. Any other questions on that? Call the vote. All in favor? Opposed? The motion is carried. And then we have Clerk's report. It's a comprehensive land policy. And mover and seconder to bring that forward. Rod? Amon? So that council directs staff to bring forward a draft comprehensive land policy for a second review at its regular meeting held on February 23rd. So this policy here is something that and I was trying, here it is here. Okay. Just the shore road allowance policy, which is really one that I think we were really wanting some update on. And of course, this is what this does. But, and I mean, I realize that each case is separate. And we judge each case on its own merit. And there's literature here that describes what you have to look at prior to closing up and selling a shore road allowance. But I'm just like a shore road allowance where you have a road running along a shore road allowance. It's basically all redundant, I guess, or is it that whole shore road allowance? I wonder, is it? Because there are cases where that happens, where there's a shore road allowance that runs along.
Like in front of a series of cottages?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way I understand it now is that's our property. Even though people are encroaching on it, it is municipal property, right?
It is municipal property. But I just think that where there's a road, a road that we've assumed running parallel or similar to this shore road allowance. I mean, people are going to, maybe when they see this policy, they will want to obviously maybe buy the shore road allowance. So I guess in that case, so how does that work? So if there's no good reason for us to keep it, then we determine that we're going to sell it, right? I guess, or
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So general rule of thumb, and it does state this in the policy. So land retention, roads providing water access or other public uses remain publicly owned.
yeah,
So when it comes to shore road allowances, the policy does describe that those are going to be maintained in public ownership. I think to your point about the case by case basis, procedurally, I think when a request comes into the clerk's department, we'll have the application form, we'll have the fee, and then next step is that we take it to the management team to review internally. With that being said, with the principle that shore road allowances will remain in public ownership, and then we would bring it to council to review and look at. I think the principle of maintaining shore road allowances to ensure they're stayed in public ownership, that will sort of prevail, and it'll be sort of a guiding factor when council makes that decision.
it says here that the primary reasons for closing a portion of highway, and this is under shore road allowance, is that there's no present or anticipated future public use or public interest for the highway.
Right, that's correct. So council would be considering those factors when they're reviewing the request specifically. So it would depend, to your point, but this policy gives us a framework and a procedure to sort of follow.
It goes on to say that it does not, and that it does not serve as a sole vehicular
Exactly.
access to any land.
Yeah. So another thing that when we as staff would bring the report to council with the request, we would be outlining and referring back to the principles in the policy to help council with that decision. But like I said, the policy gives us sort of a governing framework to use when making that decision.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to put a blanket statement over the entire municipality to say, you know, we're not going to do this or we are going to do this, but we do need a policy in place and we need a framework to follow. As well, when we do get the requests coming in, it's important to have this policy and information to give folks who are interested, because it is quite a lengthy procedure. It's expensive. It's timely. So these are all things that people want to consider before, you know, if they making that decision about requesting to purchase land from bringing that to council.
Yeah. Okay. And I mean, I totally agree. The policy is definitely, well, I think we had policy on this, but not to this extent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. Yeah.
And I will just say, sorry to interrupt, Mr. Mayor. This is the first review for council, so I will be bringing this policy back at the next meeting to review again in draft. So if there's anything specific that council has questions about or any changes you'd like me to make, please let me know and I can bring that back in my next report.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Any other comments on this?
It's a lot of information to digest.
Well, no, I appreciate the policy.
No problem. If council would like, I can say another, I can provide some more information as well, if that's helpful.
You mean today or
yeah, just sort of a high level overview of the report.
Sure. Yeah, please.
So to your point, Mr. Mayor, you talked a little bit about the background. So back in 2024, this was deferred. And then last summer, council asked that we bring this back, that we look at the policy and bring it back. So that's sort of what this is here. I do want to highlight the procedure and the process that this policy brings us. So it would be very similar to that of sort of a site plan agreement or a planning application where the requester is filling out a form. They're giving us all the details with regards to the request. There is a fee as well. And then our staff will review the request internally, and we will get our senior management team to provide comments and then bring a report to council for review. Council's ultimately the decision maker in order to grant the request or not. I do want to make a note that because council had deferred the policy back in 2024, over the past year, at least since I've been here, we have had requests coming in regarding the desire to purchase a road allowance or a shore road allowance. We've also had some access requests as well. But because the policy was deferred, we've been sort of logging the requests, cataloging them. And we've let the public know that this policy is under review, and we've let them know that we'll provide them with more detail once council does make a final decision. So right now that list of requests is around 20. So that's been since I've been here, so almost a year. And once council does give us the final answer on the policy, we can actually go ahead and start to process those requests. So there is a lot of interest from the public with regards to these kind of requests. So it is very important that we process them properly and that the procedure and the policy are in place first. So I did want to highlight that for council, and I'll bring sort of a game plan as to how we can process those requests sort of as we get closer to the approval of the policy. But yeah, those are just some items that I wanted to highlight outside of the policy itself.
Sounds good. Thank you. No, I agree. I think we're going to have a lot of interest in this shore road allowance and accesses as well. All right. Thank you. So any further questions on that? Call the vote. All in favor? Opposed? The motion's carried. Next, item E is the Deputy Clerk's report, multi-year accessibility, and some survey results here so that we receive this report as information. We were in seconder for that one. Rod? Todd? Any discussion? So there's more coming on this one, Lindsay.
Yes, so I just wanted to get a feel for public interest as well as public concerns prior to drafting the plan, which is why we did survey results first. I do intend to bring a draft plan to council prior to the summer, then post it on Let's Talk MVP, while we do have a lot more of our seasonal residents here to ensure we're getting responses from all of our demographics.
Sounds good.
And actually, just a quick question. So I did see, we only had, was it 6 responses on the survey? Do we know actually roughly how many people with disabilities are living in our municipality?
No, we don't have any repository for how many. Since I have been here, though, we do regularly get quite a few requests for items. So there definitely is a population here, which is why I want to ensure that we have as much public engagement regarding our next set of plans as we can.
Perfect. Thank you.
Further questions? Call the vote. All in favor? Opposed? The motion's carried. Excuse me. Item F on the agenda is the dog regulation bylaw update. Mover and seconder for that one. Come on. Todd. And that council directs staff to bring forward an updated bylaw to license and regulate the care and control of dogs within the municipality of Northern Bruce Peninsula. Any questions on this one? Carol, any highlights here you would like to share with us?
Sure. Just that, going through the, legislation within the body of the bylaw, just making sure that that was up to date. We did have a change. The OSPCA Act was repealed and replaced with the, Provincial Pause Act. So I've updated that to ensure compliance. And just adding the section, 398 in the Municipal Act that if there ever is a circumstance that we need to collect a dog fee, we can. If the owner can't pay, then we can do it through the taxes and collection is made that way. And also just clear definitions on some of the items and added a section surrounding surrender. We are kind of in a unique situation up here and I felt it was necessary to add that. And again, there'd be documents that would have to be signed and we'd have to review it. And if the individual wasn't able to, make payment, then we would facilitate the taxes for that. So that was just the updates that I felt going forward needed to be done.
Thank you, Carol. Any further questions on that one? Call the vote. All in favor? Opposed? The motion's carried. Item G on the agenda is Public Works Manager contractual agreement with Parks Canada. And it's regarding hauled sewage. And the council authorized the mayor and clerk to enter into agreement with Parks Canada for the acceptance of hauled sewage. Mover and seconder for that one. Amon, Rod? Roy, any comments on this one?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, this is just our annual agreement with Parks Canada to allow hauled sewage into our lagoon. There's an upset limit of 7.5 million liters that we can accept at our lagoon before we start wanting to look at different alternatives for the accepting of the haulage. I believe this year it looks like their numbers are quite a bit lower than the 7.5 million. So from what we haven't got our final total in yet, but their numbers are going down in that as they improve their infrastructure at the parks.
So our agreement last year with them, Troy, was it, what amount of money was that?
So it's based on a cost per liter.
Okay.
So it's whatever they bring in. It would be less. Like I said, we just I think received the final billing from the one of the haulers. So I haven't calculated it, but I'm guessing it's probably right around the 6.5 million liters. 6 to 6.5 million liters, so which would be at a cent per liter would be around the $60,000 to $65,000.
Oh, okay. All right. Any Amon?
And for that fee that we're charging a cent per liter, does that cover, I guess, our costs or the impact of us accepting that sewage? Is that like a fair price or?
Yes, it's based on our fees and charges rate, and that's actually the same rate that we would charge a resident for hauling in theirs. Some of the material that the septic that was being hauled in was more from holding tanks, so it might be a little more diluted than say a regular septic cleanse, but it's hard to determine because each load could be different. So we just base it off our fees and charges for that strength of septic.
My best. This report is really just something we like to bring forward annually to kind of show you for the last 5 years, we've been doing a lot of big investments into modernization across the organization. And it's nice for you to get a return on investment and where we see where there's not a direct intake of money or revenue to offset the cost. What is the benefit that we're getting out of it, just to demonstrate that what we're doing is making a difference. I'm happy to answer any other questions or if you'd like more details.
Jack, do you want to share this news with us?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. With the retirement of Deputy Chief Catley effective today, we had an opening within Fire Services for a Deputy Chief position. Back in July, we hired Ben Reese as a captain of fire prevention and training, and Captain Reese has done a fantastic job to date. With this opening, we felt that it would be an excellent move to promote Ben into the deputy chief role for the department and continue to show the strong leadership that he's shown to date. I'm happy to have Captain Reese here with me today, and I hope that's the last time I say Captain Reese and say Deputy Chief Reese moving forward with council's approval.
Thank you, Chief Burt. All right, well, congratulations, Ben, and yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
So any questions? Call a vote. All in favor? Opposed? The motion is carried. Go to item J on the agenda, Museum Committee, and these meeting, the minutes for January 13th, sorry. Be approved as printed and circulated by Todd. Vaughn? Any questions on the museum minutes?
Just one, I think it's a little sparse here. We're missing a few details in it. And like we don't have the chair who approved this or who did that. It almost looks like we've got the agenda here.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. You're correct. It looks like this is not the correct document, so we will ensure that the correct one is brought to council at the next meeting. Thank you.
All right, so we can defer this till the 23rd.
Yes, that's fine.
So, mover and seconder, good Mr. Burrow on that. It's, sorry, these two over here, yeah. All right, we'll defer that till February 23rd. Call the vote. All in favor? Opposed? The motion is carried. Accounts, item J or K on the agenda, accounts payable voucher for November 25th. Mover and seconder for that, Todd. I'm on. Any questions, comments on voucher for November? Call the vote. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Accounts voucher for December. Mover and seconder, Rod. I'm on. Any questions, comments on this? We typically ask if councillors have any comments on the vouchers to ask the questions prior to the meeting, so that staff, so that the councillor has the answers basically prior to. So further questions on this one, we'll call a vote on December. All in favor? Opposed? The motion is carried. Other business. Just as I mentioned earlier, on Thursday at our county planning meeting, we're going to be sharing some thoughts regarding the county official plan, the county mapping. Northern Bruce Peninsula has sent our response in, and so if there's any issues here that councillors feel they want me to convey to Bruce County, when it appears as though there's definitely some concerns regarding the new plan, in particular mapping. So can share that with county staff. And of course, they take this feedback and incorporate it, or try to incorporate it into the plan if possible, I guess. So if there's any concerns, I don't have to hear them today. If you want to send them to me, that's fine. We will the county bring those to the county planning staff.
So just thought, no, the way it stands now, and there's lots of concerns. I'd like to see some way that there are mistakes being made, and we all know that. I'm just thinking water courses and wetlands, and with the individual that is sort of suffering the consequences of having this wrong designation, it's going to cost him her money. Is there not a quicker, or could we push for a quicker way for planning, Bruce County planning, to take care of that internally? And it can be as simple as one of them walking out and saying, yes, this is not a water course, it's a footpath. Like we need a quicker resolution to that sort of problem.
And a less expensive one.
Less expensive, exactly.
Yeah, I can, yes, share that with the county as well. But I think there's every municipality, of course, with the lower tier was asked to submit. So, and I think the majority of them have. But yeah. So I'm sure we'll have a good discussion on Thursday. Todd?
What is the next step? Like, are they gonna have everything available to the public soon, or?
Peggy, you sent me that schedule and I just... Yeah, just go over the schedule.
So on the 12th, County Council will have a workshop. On the 13th, county staff update the plan per council direction, if given for resolving matters. February 19th, County Council gives direction on unresolved matters. And February 20th, county staff update plan per council direction.
Well, that's true. I mean, it's very condensed time frame, so it's not. There's actually a big push to get this thing through, and they'd like to get it through on this term of council, of course. And so, anyway, we'll see what happens. But that is the schedule. So, any other business? If not, we'll go to item A on 7A, which is Jack Burt, Fire Chief, and Firefighter Service Award to Jeff Catley for 25 years.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Deputy Chief Catley's not here yet. He's going to be here closer to 2:00. So I'd ask that we postpone this, and if the meeting is over at that point, then I'll ask you to stick around and help present him.
Well, that's right. We have a very short meeting today.
Yeah.
So
we've gone through this agenda fairly quickly, which is good, but
well, when we don't have public meetings and delegations, it does help. Yeah. Oh, well, maybe Jeff will be here in 10 minutes or so. So we'll see. Next is correspondence. And as I typically do, go through them. If you have any questions regarding the correspondence, you can let me know. This is simply a thank you letter from the Friends of the Library in Mines Head. Item B is Bright Shores Health System. And it's the Bruce Peninsula Hospitals Foundation. It is regarding rebranding of the hospital foundation serving Bright Shores Health System. So, asking this, we kind of give them a little help, I guess, in the rebranding exercise. If we're asked any questions, but it's, I guess what they're attempting to do is clarify that the foundations are connected to Bright Shores Health System. So, and our MPP, item C, Bruce Graham Sound and Ontario reducing healthcare wait times. And Bruce Graham Sound was over $2 million investment. And item D on the agenda, that was a kind of an interesting thing at Roma. I just happened to be sitting at a table beside this gentleman here, and he took the opportunity to speak to the whole table regarding his, and it's the World Animal Protection. And I guess what he'd like to see is the municipality pass a resolution on this. And I'm not sure what council feels is appropriate here. They do offer and from what I read, it looks like AMO and Clerks and Treasurers of Ontario, municipal law enforcement officers. Maybe I should be looking to Carol. Carol, have you had a look at this?
I did review this in previous municipality that I worked in. We did have an exotic animal bylaw that you were prohibited from owning certain types of animals. Up here, we have never had the need for one, but this is something that I did also review with MLEO that tighter restrictions, to come into place for all of our wild animals and zoos, to like, because you're roadside zoos and all that kind of thing that pop up. So putting more regulations on those or not permitting them at all.
All right. So what's your thought?
So, I mean, I much support this resolution. It's one of those things that obviously it doesn't affect us too much at the moment. But I can certainly see the value of this throughout Ontario. And I think that's the resolution calls for, is to I'd like to call on, I believe, to ask for a provincial approach to, and so I certainly, on a province-wide perspective, I do agree that's a worthwhile thing to support.
I'm on. Seconder, Rod? Any further questions? Call the vote. All in favor? Opposed? The motion's carried. Closed session? No closed session today either. And we go to directly to bylaws.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Mayor. We didn't get a motion to receive the correspondence for information.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. We'll go A, B, and C. Sorry, ABC for information. Rod and Amon. Call the vote. All in favor? Opposed? The motion is carried. We will move to bylaws. And then it was 2026-14. It's a bylaw to amend bylaw 2002-54 as amended, being a comprehensive bylaw for the municipality of Northern Bruce Peninsula. It's regarding 28 Bay Street South, the former township of St. Edmunds. Bylaw 2026-15 is a bylaw to further amend bylaw 2002-54 as amended, being a comprehensive zoning bylaw for the municipality. And it's regarding 416 Berry Road, and that's in the former township of Eastnor. Item C is bylaw 2026-16, and to license and regulate care and control of dogs within the municipality. And bylaw 2026-17 is a bylaw to authorize the agreement between Parks Canada and the municipality regarding hauled sewage. And 2026-18 is a bylaw to appoint a deputy fire chief for the municipality. And 2026-19 is a confirmatory bylaw. Moved by Todd, second by Rod. Any questions or comments on bylaws? Call a vote. All in favor? Opposed? Motion is carried. We can take a 5-minute break till we see if Jeff is going to show up. And might as well. He is coming today. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Okay. Well, we might as well wait until Jeff arrives. Jeff has been a firefighter with us for 25 years, volunteer firefighter. So show our appreciation to Jeff. So we'll take a 5-minute break.
I did.
You're there, Jeff.
Now?
Oh, ready to go? All right, well, we'll resume our council meeting, and actually, this is the most important part of our council meeting today. So we will call on Jack. First of all, I guess, go ahead, Jack. Jack, the chief.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Today we're honoring Deputy Chief Catley and his last official act as Deputy Chief with Northern Bruce Peninsula Fire and Emergency Services, and honoring him with his 25-year medal for 25 years of service. I've been in this game a long time, and we don't see a lot of people in a volunteer world serve for 25 years in their communities. It's an exceptional feat. And I know that with Jeff retiring and now with 25 years, I'm going to miss that guidance, that support, and that leadership knowledge that we had in the department moving forward. So it gives me great pleasure to have Jeff come forward here and present him with his 25-year provincial long service medal. If you'd assist me with that, Mr. Mayor, that would be for me. If you would assist me with that, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Make us look small.
Stay on my tiptoes.
Come on, Kelly.
And if we could also ask Carrie to come forward. Carrie, we have a companion pin that goes with this medal because Jeff's 25 years of service was also your 25 years of service. Getting up in the middle of the night, having Jeff lead family events and carrying on. So we appreciate the sacrifices you've made for the community as well.
Thank you.
So to present you with that.
So Jeff, just on behalf of the municipality as well, on behalf of our staff, council, and particularly our residents, we want to thank you for your dedication and commitment to volunteerism in our municipality. As Chief Burt has indicated, 25 years, we don't very often get volunteers to stick with us for 25 years. And Carrie, of course, in the summertime, I hear from our place in Lions Head, I hear the siren go off and it sounds like it's a lot, and particularly on weekends. And I just think of the times that Jeff is not around with his family on weekends. And Jeff's children now are getting a little older, but still they're young. And I know he does a lot with the two boys that he has. And well, in particular, I see them fishing like almost every day, I think. So, yeah. So Jeff, just on behalf of the municipality, we just appreciate what you have done for our community. Thank you. Thank you.
And a few words. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
So Jeff, I guess the question is, what are you going to do with all your spare time? Yeah. Thank you, Jeff and Carrie.
Thank you.
All right. That brings us to adjourn. Motion to adjourn. Rod and Todd, all in favor? Thank you, everyone. Our meeting is adjourned.